Hey, good morning, good morning, guys. Good morning. Hope everyone is doing very well on this Thursday, Thursday morning. Got some good information that I want to share with you guys on this morning. One is the IRS cracking down on goods and services transactions through apps such as Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, things of that nature. So, good morning. If you are in Facebook, I'm coming to you live from Facebook and also from Instagram. So, my Instagram followers, hello to you guys on this morning. It might be a little dark over here on Facebook land because I'm sitting in an area. I just want to say good morning. What's going on, Big Mike? I see you on here. Stay tuned because I'm getting ready to share some information. I meant to say the IRS is cracking down on goods and services apps like Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, things of that nature. So you guys definitely want to stay tuned and listen up. So um, I was looking at this article that was reported that mostly everybody do their transactions through through apps now. When they're moving money or they're transaction where they're moving money from one person to the other, especially if you are a musician. For you guys that are on here in Instagram, Big Mike and Dante on sax, you definitely guys need to listen to this. This is why I talk about cryptocurrency so much and the foreign exchange market so much because um, it's almost seemed like there's a reach, guys. Like there things of the government or the IRS is being they're reaching, they truly reaching um, to make sure that they govern, they control things. And to be honest, like if you're a working class citizen, you still suffer the brunt of being taxed a whole lot. So now it seems like they're going out to the wealthy, like they're going out to everybody. Um, and with the emergence of cryptocurrency, it's just interesting, that at this day and time, you got cryptocurrency that's growing at a phenomenal rate versus your regular traditional banking, your regular traditional investments um, that we're used to, basically hearing. So I just want to talk about this article. I'm gonna read it so you guys can understand it. Yes, Dante, you are all ears. What's going on, Dorian? I see you on here. Guys, Dorian um, just became a part of this whole new crypto space. So I just definitely welcome you, Dorian. I think very thankful and I'm happy to be working with you and your family so that, we can definitely move forward and continue to build wealth. So this this article came from, and you guys can check this article out too, because I want to say it's also on msn.com. It's also on yahoo.com, so you can do a search um, on it as well, so that you can read up on it. Because I'm not just talking from the hip, or just talking about something that you know, I just come up with my mind. No, this is a true article. So it says millions of businesses accept electronic payments for their services, but the IRS is cracking down on these types of payments, which include apps like Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, and Zelle. Until now, the IRS has usually only issued a 1099-K form for business with at least 200 business transactions. But that's changing on January the 1st. Okay, so Dorian is basically telling you guys that he's learned things just by connecting with me in the what week or 2 weeks that he's met me, that he's learned things that he's never known. So you definitely need to connect with me. Okay, all right. So it says All right, so that's changing on January the 1st. It says payment apps will now notify the IRS for goods and services transactions and generate a 1099-K form for transactions totaling $600 or more. The new tax reporting requirement is part of the American Rescue Plan Act. The tax reporting change will only be applicable to payments for goods and services exchanged. It says not to family and friends. There's definitely going to be some nuances and growing pains with this, said Will Hayburl with Music City CPA. People will read it and get scared like, what if I go out with friends or pay rent and do everything via Venmo or Zelle? Generally, no, if you're not a business and an individual. Me personally, I can't I can't really trust that, because if you're going to target anyone, or you saying businesses that make or deposits or withdrawals $600 or more, you also got to look at the actual regular working class American who also get paid via direct deposit, who also may have maybe a side business or something like that, and you're still trying to figure out how you want to separate your business and your personal. Me personally, if you think about even as the middle class, if you're working guys, it's like you're being taxed the most, in this whole entire ordeal. However, when you become a business person, you have a whole lot of tax breaks. So that's really confusing. In a sense, it's kind of confusing in a sense how that's going to work. So this is why I talk about cryptocurrency. This is why I talk about the foreign exchange market. This is why I talk about binary options, because because this type of news and information right here, it definitely eats into the regular Americans' pockets. Right now, we're suffering with, or we're dealing with inflation. Inflation is up to 11% now, and which they thought, it was going to be maybe 6 or 7%. No, inflation is really at an all-time high, and we're a lot of people are feeling the brunt of it, or the brunt of it. Right now, it's just interesting how I'm hearing a lot of conversations about, just in general conversations. It doesn't matter whether I'm standing in the line of the grocery store or if I'm standing in line somewhere else. And you talk about a lot of people just really making their claims to say, hey, I used to be able to save this amount of money on a monthly basis. Now now that's half. I only have half of that now. Just think about how inflation really affects people. It doesn't just affect one thing. It affects a multitude of things. So just imagine everything that you have to purchase, everything from your living expenses are now cut. It ain't just gas. Your gas is getting your gas bill is increased. Your food bill is increased. That's two. Probably your utilities has increased. That's three. When you have to go and buy clothes or toiletries, things of that nature, toilet tissue, that's increased. That's four. So we're just not only hitting one thing that's necessary to your way of living. Imagine your whole entire check, whatever that's left over from your check, is cut in half, whatever you have left over. So you have to really take those things into consideration. Now, with this IRS cracking down on goods and services, apps like Cash App and Venmo, and they're saying that it's not going to affect friends and family. But then, how are you going to differentiate that? from anything. It's they're really digging, they're really reaching. So I encourage you guys right now to join us to get some more information on what it is that you guys can do to understand more about building wealth, creating additional streams of income through cryptocurrency, accumulating different streams of revenue through the forex market, increasing more streams of revenue through your binary options. Binary options, you're making money literally in 60 seconds, guys. Dorian can attest to that. He's on here. He can attest to that. What he's been able to learn, what he's been able to see, with things that he never knew that ever existed, is nothing to be afraid of. Just give yourself the opportunity to learn. Give yourself the opportunity to gather this information. Then you can make a wise decision. But let me tell you this: when you're making your wise decisions, let me tell you, in the process, the platform that we have connected to allows you to have access to the world's educators. It allows you to have access to charts, graphs, things that are going to help you to understand how to put all of this stuff in perspective. The platform that you'll be connected to is the top in the world, featured by Forbes magazine. Now, I tried to use these several times. Okay, so get connected. Gather the information that you need to do. Don't suffer in silence. Plan and prepare. Ask questions. Find out more about what's happening. Be very observant about what's happening in this space. Be very, very observant. Be vigilant. So I just want to invite you guys for more information. I'm going to put my information in the chat so you guys will have it. What's going on, Rob? Put more information in the chat. You guys can reach out to me, definitely discuss, or help you really put some of this stuff in perspective. If you want to do a one-on-one with me, there's no charge for that. There's no, just a one-on-one, so I can show you. We can go over some things. I can show you exactly some information that you definitely would not have access to just being out in the regular general public. These are conversations that most people don't really talk about. But definitely get with me. We can have a one-on-one conversation. I can show you exactly what you can really find out in a space that's very foreign to others. So, but this is important information for you guys to know that they're really reaching. IRS, the government, they're really reaching, y'all. They're really reaching. And if you don't get yourself acclimated to what's happening when it comes to cryptocurrency, you better start getting yourself acclimated. Just recently, the Staples Center in Los Angeles has decided that they're going to change their name. They just signed a 20-year contract with Crypto.com, or Crypto.com paid $700 million to change the name. Let's talk about that for a minute. $700 million for a name change. This lets you know that cryptocurrency is coming, whether you guys are prepared for it or not. 700 million. So the Staples Center is no longer going to be the Staples Center, guys. It's going to be called Crypto.com. You know how big? Do you understand how big that is? Do you understand how big that is? That's a huge, significant step to what's coming in the future. So, again, Staples Center changing its name, the stadium, to Crypto.com. So it's probably Crypto.com Stadium. We don't know. But $700 million in order to take that name and put their name on a building for 20 more years. Let that sit. Let that sit. So there's a possibility that although that transaction is going to take place, guess what that's going to mean? That's probably going to mean that if you buy tickets to go see the games, the basketball games, that you may have to purchase them in Bitcoin. Let me tell you what that's going to mean for the business or for the management company or for whoever that owns that business. If your ticket for a basketball game may cost 75, 80, 100, $200, depending upon what tier you're in, or if you got floor seats, and they're offering you for you to buy that in Bitcoin, or those transactions going to take place in Bitcoin, guess what? Within seconds, that transaction, say for instance, if you buy your ticket and your ticket costs $100, you pay it in Bitcoin. Once that transaction reached the receiver who's going to be receiving that payment, although you sent them $100, but once they receive your payment for your basketball ticket, for your game ticket, that could be $150. It could be $200. It can be $250. Why? Because the moving price point of cryptocurrency. Okay? So musicians that you are watching, you definitely need to pay attention to the crypto space. You have a plug right here. You have a spokesperson right here. You have a person right here. So if you have questions, you want to figure out how to get yourself involved, how to start receiving payments through Bitcoin, how start having people to pay you in Bitcoin. Right now, about a week or 2 weeks ago, basically 2 weeks ago, I actually switched my website, added to my website that if you want to pay me, you can pay me in Bitcoin. So those are things that you want to definitely consider about. So I just want to say that was some information for you guys for the day. If you have any questions, I'll put my link and information in, or if you're on Instagram, just reach out to me. My link is in my bio. The link is in my bio. Okay. So go to my LinkedIn, my link tree. I'm sorry. So go to my link tree, and you can reach out to me there. And also I want to say my number and information is on. If you go into my profile on Instagram, my information is there as well. Or you can just DM me for more information. Okay. See you guys in Facebook and YouTube world as well. You guys can definitely reach out to me for more information. I'm going to put my information in the chat. Let's see if I can put it in the chat. But you can also reach out to me. But I wasn't going to be on here long. I just want to let you guys know this is valuable information, and we're starting to really observe, what's happening in the future. So with that being said, you guys have a wonderful day. I'm going to be hosting this evening a session. We'll be talking more about cryptocurrency, talking more about the DeFi space, where you can become your own decentralized finance bank. That's totally outside of what the government offers you, and it's not backed by any government. So that's something that you definitely want to know a lot about. Okay, so talk to you soon. Have a good day. She's reading out of she went to a training class. Right. And this, she's reading. And for you that are watching in Facebook land. I see you guys later too. Have a great day. Got a call that I'm a couple of minutes late for, so talk to you guys later. I'm gonna put for Facebook. If you look at the banner across the screen to get started, text interested in the comments, and definitely reach out to you. We'll discuss more about what was talked about on today. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Put my comments. So you can reach out to me. They're writing up their thing, and I reached out to them today. Said, "Hey, where we at? Right. What? Alright, so my number in the chats, so you guys can contact me for any information. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.
Well, sounds to me like they got everything they need. They're in their underwriting process. Typically, there's, called a board. I mean, normally it's an underwriting committee that stuff goes to once they say yes, bang.